What, are we going to call the President of the United States Grandma?
She's on her way to the glue factory.
She's called the B word because she acts like one.
She's a stereotypical bitch.
What's the downside?
You mean besides the PMS and the mood swings?
I accept your nomination.
Looking like everyone's first wife standing outside a probate court.
And when Hillary Clinton speaks, men hear, "Take out the garbage."
For President of the United States.
Is America ready for a woman president?
Well, I'd like to think it's ready for a woman president. We have before us not just a woman running for president, but perhaps the most experienced individual who could possibly move into that position.
For Melanne Verveer, this presidential election is personal. If the latest email scandal doesn't bite too hard, her close friend Hillary Clinton should be America's first female president.
You know, before she decided to run, one side of me deeply wanted her to run because I knew if she were successful, she'd be a darn good president. And the other side of me thought of my friend and the rigors, what you put yourself through, how difficult this is, what you give up. You make enormous sacrifices.
Melanne has been part of the Clintons' inner circle for more than 3 decades. She was chief of staff when Hillary was First Lady, but they'd already developed a strong association after being introduced by Bill Clinton back in their university days.
She was warm, she was conversational, she laughs easily. You know, you can make a caricature of somebody. She's not a caricature, she's a real person and genuinely likable.
Do you expect Hillary Clinton to bring something unique to the position because she's a woman?
Well, I think a woman does, in some ways, govern differently or conduct herself differently. Women have different experiences, different perspectives, different talents.
This is the first chance you've had to vote for a woman to be president.
Yeah, it's true.
At 102 years of age, Geri Emmett has been waiting her entire life for this moment.
Did that occur to you as you were filling that out, signing that?
I just dwell on the fact that this is going to be the next president of the United States. And I think I'm going to live to see it. I hope. And if I don't, I'll be patting her head from up above.
When Geri was born in 1914, women didn't have the right to vote. So, when at July's Democratic Convention she announced Arizona's vote for Hillary Clinton...
And 51 votes for the next president of the United States of America, Hillary Rodham Clinton!
It was an extraordinary moment.
What do you love about Hillary Clinton? Why is she the person you would like to see as President of the United States?
From the first time I ever met her, I just immediately was drawn to her as a leader and a person who would be fair to everybody, but push for women's rights. And she did.
But not everyone would agree with Geri. According to the polls, Hillary Clinton is one of the most unpopular presidential candidates in history.
Bill Clinton's ready, he's fed up too. He's a lot like me, he's a lot like you. Bill Clinton wants to get...
Public disapproval of Hillary began back in 1978, when Bill Clinton campaigned to be governor of Arkansas. Hillary was not what was expected of a governor's wife. She was outspoken, and her look, style, and the fact that she had a job all drew criticism.
She was working as a lawyer. She was a professor in the law school. She retained her own name initially. These kinds of threats to some that somehow she manifested have always been there, and in some ways, as she has become more celebrated, more known. She's often a bigger target.
I, William Jefferson Clinton.
And that was certainly true when the Clintons moved into the White House.
And I'm proud to introduce my husband and our president, Bill Clinton.
As America's First Lady, Hillary Clinton continued to break with tradition. Instead of having an office in the East Wing, she moved into the West Wing, normally exclusive to the president and his staff. Hillary Clinton was never the conventional First Lady, and she was never going to take a back seat. She was seen as muscling in, poking her nose in business that wasn't hers when she began looking into healthcare reform. For many Americans, the First Lady was way out of line. But maybe they should have realised it was just the beginning. Hillary Clinton was always coming back.
It must be hard when you realise it's about you and not so much about your policies.
Of course. It's, she's not likable. Well, why aren't I likable? What is it? It is deeply personal. One time we were riding in the back of the car when she was First Lady, and she was reading an article about her. And she put the paper down and she said out loud to me, I wouldn't like that person either.
And how will Hillary Clinton deal with the fact that she's still very unpopular, but if she's president, it's because they just dislike Donald Trump more?
Well, I don't think that's the only reason she would be elected president, because there's a great dislike of Donald Trump more. It's not based on the fact that solely on the fact that he's objectionable. It's based on the fact that she's eminently qualified for this position.
Gender has been front and centre in this extraordinary presidential race.
Well, I think the only card she has is the woman's card. She's got nothing else going.
Well, if fighting for women's health care and paid family leave and equal pay is playing the woman card, then deal me in.
A campaign where attitudes towards women
don't like her, okay?
have been played out in all its ugliness.
When you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. I can do anything.
It's been sexist and very personal.
But I'm standing at my podium, and she walks in front of me, right? She walks in front of me, And when she walked in front of me, believe me, I wasn't impressed.
Does she get hurt?
Any human being would be hurt by this.
What about the things that Donald Trump has said about women?
Oh, that's so disgusting. And it's so tacky.
With more than a century of life behind her, Geri Emmett has watched the sexist attacks against Hillary Clinton for decades, but says this campaign has been the worst she's seen. If you were able to have a few minutes with Donald Trump, he might change.
Well, I don't know. I think he's a lost cause.
Nobody has more respect.
But Donald Trump is just the latest provocateur to launch misogynistic attacks against Hillary Clinton. There were plenty more when she stood by her philandering husband.
Yes, I was Bill Clinton's lover for 12 years.
Jennifer Flowers told the world of her long-term affair with Bill Clinton during his 1992 bid for presidency.
I'm not sitting here as some little woman standing by my man like Tammy Wynette. I'm sitting here because I love him, and I respect him, and I honor
At first, with Hillary by his side, he denied it.
That allegation is false.
Bill Clinton later fessed up, but then it happened again.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
With 25-year-old intern Monica Lewinsky.
Indeed, I did have a relationship with Miss Lewinsky that was not appropriate. I misled people, including even my wife.
One of the things I think is still a hurdle in the minds of many, and in particular women, is why did she stay with Bill Clinton, the cheater?
She stayed with him, obviously, because she loves him. And I know that many could not understand why, given what her husband had done, she could stay with him. But she always talked about respecting the choices that women make.
How painful do you think it is for her that this has never gone away?
I think you reach the point where you understand that it will always be there.
What did you think about Hillary staying with her husband, even though he had betrayed her?
I thought she was a better woman than I was, because I wouldn't have. And I was very, I think that takes a remarkable sort of human being to be able to forgive somebody for that. And she did. God bless America, land that I love.
For Geri Emmett and millions of Americans, seeing a woman elected as their president will be a decisive moment in history.
Under red, white, and blue.
And for Hillary Clinton, it will be the ultimate achievement in her battle for equality.
Forgot. Keep your eye on that grand old flag.
Does your heart beat a little faster with the knowledge that Hillary Clinton could be sitting in the White House?
Well, I think I would be extraordinarily and am proud of her in so many ways. And I think once and for all to break this barrier of a woman not being able to make it to the highest elective office in the United States of America would not just be an historic happening, but for many of us, it would be a great day, and my heart would beat very fast.
From the mountains to the prairie to the ocean, white with foam, God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Hello, I'm Liz Hayes. Thanks for watching. To keep up with the latest from 60 Minutes Australia, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can also download the 9 Now app for full episodes and other exclusive 60 Minutes content.